Hey, what's going on, guys? It's been a little while. We haven't been uploading very frequently, and I'm sorry about that. We'll get back on schedule. But today we're going to talk about something very important, something really cool that I actually didn't mean to get, but it's the iPhone X. I really didn't need the box other than to actually show you guys it, but here's the phone. It's really cool. It's entirely glass, which scares me, but I think I'm gonna take care of it. So let me tell you a little story on how I actually got this phone, because they're unavailable until December 20th or something like that. Basically what happened is that I've been waiting to get a new phone because I had the iPhone 6. Not the 6S, the 6. And because of that, it was buggy and my screen was cracked and it just wasn't working the way it used to. So on a random, I think it was on Monday this week, I decided to go to the Sprint store just to be like, hey, can I pre-order the iPhone X? You know, I know no one really has anything, so I just want to pre-order it and just get it whenever it comes out. And to my surprise, they were like, well, we actually have 5 of them. And I was so surprised. And they were explaining to me how they were surprised as well, because apparently they got a shipment from FedEx and some guy was like, hey, we have 5 phones for you. And they just weren't expecting it at all, because from their understanding, no one was supposed to get the iPhone X until December. They weren't supposed to get a shipment. And I was one of the 5 that happened to stumble across that store the day that they got the phones. So yeah, needless to say, I ditched my old one and got this new one, and not gonna lie, I'm very, very satisfied with it, but I'm also gonna explain some of the things I don't like about it. So yeah, let's just get into the review. And the first thing we're gonna talk about today is Face ID. Now this is something new that Apple introduced to their phones, and not gonna lie, it works really well. And a lot of the controversy is kind of like you have to put it right in front of your face to have it work, but you don't. You can literally just kind of put it down to the ground, or you don't have to have your entire face in front of it for it to work. So Face ID is a total plus, and I think it's a great thing. I still kind of would like to have a home button, but it's not a big deal. And the second thing we're going to talk about today is the camera, and oh my god, the camera. The camera is unreal, guys. One of the things that just completely amazed me from off the bat, because I'm a filmmaker, it does 4K at 60 frames a second. The camera that I'm shooting this video on right now does not do 4K at 60 frames a second. It has 2 12 megapixel cameras on the back, and you can do one for a wide angle, and when you zoom in, it does it in camera, so it doesn't do it digitally, so you're not losing any of the quality of the photo you're taking. Another cool thing with this is that you have the ability to do different types of lighting. You have studio lighting, you have monochromatic lighting, you have all of these different things, so you can kind of be more creative with the photos you're taking. So in the end, I think the iPhone X is a remarkable camera phone, because it does 4K at 60 frames a second, and it does photos with 2 different lenses that you can do telephoto and a wide angle with. So the third thing I'm going to talk about is one thing that I kind of don't like about the phone, and that is that it doesn't have a home button. And because it doesn't have a home button, a lot of the gestures that you're used to on the old phones aren't the same. One, for example, that oh my god, I hate it. Look, okay, so on the old phone, you used to be able to just swipe from the bottom with your thumb and just adjust the brightness, calculator, get into your camera, or whatever you want. But instead, on the iPhone X, you have to go to the top right corner, swipe down from that, and then it'll open up everything, which I think is completely irrelevant, and I think it's just so difficult to make. The phone's big in itself. You have to have monstrous hands in order to get your thumb all the way to the top right, and I think it's just ridiculous why they would implement that kind of thing. I think it should just go back to the bottom, but I understand why it's not, because the home button is there. And every time you swipe up from the bottom, it takes you back to your home page. I think they could have just found a different way to implement it, or put it somewhere else, because it's kind of annoying and kind of out of the way. And the fourth thing we're going to talk about is, do you actually need this phone? And the answer, kinda. I don't know, it depends. If you're looking for a phone to have some great photo quality and video quality, then for sure go for it. But if you just need calling, texting, apps, you take photos every now and then, go with the 8. This phone, between the 8, there's not that much of a difference. I mean, you have this screen, this beautiful screen, but in the end, you see that notch up top? You see that? It's in the way. It's so annoying. Whenever I'm watching videos on YouTube, which is pretty constantly, I watch videos almost 24/7, it doesn't even fit the entire screen. It fits as if you had an iPhone 8. So the fact that it doesn't even fit the entire screen is just kind of annoying in itself because I bought this phone because it has the entire screen, so I want to see it on the entire screen. And YouTube does this thing where you can actually pinch it to fill the entire screen, but then you're also losing out on some of the picture. Like you're cropping in the picture and you're losing the top part and the bottom part, and sometimes the head's cut off and it doesn't look right. So I think this phone does have some really good upsides, but I think it does have some downsides as well. I think it just really depends on what you need and what your price point is, because this phone is $1,000. It's not cheap. So I think if you want it, you want to really evaluate what you want to use your phone for and how you will be using it down the line. I, as a filmmaker and photographer, I think this is kind of needed for me because my old phone took trash photos, and this one is a massive step up. So I guess that's, oh, wait, no, that's not it. Before I leave this thing, one thing to note is that the iPhone 8 doesn't do it, but this one does, and that's wireless charging. If you do have this phone already, do not spend 60 bucks on the Apple store buying the wireless charger. That is ridiculous. Go to Amazon. I will leave the link down below. Go to Amazon and there's one for $7. You can buy, like, honestly, they range from like 7 to like 20. And they do the same exact thing. You do not need to spend $60 on it. So if you liked the video and enjoyed what I said, go ahead and give it a like down below. If you didn't, go ahead and leave it in the comment sections below, because I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. If you guys want the phone, or if you decided to go with another phone, tell me why. And then also, if you enjoy this type of content and you enjoy kind of more cinematic, more filmy type things and more vloggy type things, go ahead and subscribe, because we are going to put out a vlog next time, and we also just kind of do that stuff on a daily basis. Like, yeah, that's kind of just what we do. So, we will see you guys later on Tuesday. Bye, fam.